the question here, AJ, is the step from Montana De La Rosa at flyweight, not in your natural weight class, back down to a Bate Estaca that is like, yo, I've lost a couple of fights. I need to get back on my winning streak. I'm going to put hands on whoever's in front of me. Is this a trap game to a degree? Because Jessica Andrade on the what have you done for me lately scale, a little to be desired. But in terms of a fighter overall, we know she's as dangerous as they come. What do you think?
I can see the trap game, Derek, especially because of the type of fighter Jessica Andrade is. She's going to have both speed and power, and that's the giveaway or the give and take you have with the higher weight class she was fighting at 25, dropping down to straw weight now. They were bigger. They were stronger. That's the kind of problem she had with Tatiana Suarez had with Montana De La Rosa. We were able to see the takedowns not really work, the power not really work. Well, now, arguably, it's still a power neutral because Jessica Andrade is just as strong as any 125er, but now she has the speed of the strawweight. She has that speed, that quickness, that knockout power, plus potential of actually causing that train wreck. That's what makes this a little bit of a trap game, because we can see, especially with the bulldozing or the forward pressure of Andrade has, let's say she just comes in and catches Tatiana quicker and kind of catches her off guard and really ends the fight before it even really gets going. Tatiana Suarez, we know she's not ring rusty. We saw the performance with Montana De La Rosa. But this is another level. Jessica Andrade is another level of fighter. What do you think, Derek? Is there anything to that speed transfer, that power that we're going to see going in at all? Or is just Tatiana Suarez going to roll through another classic clinch takedown performance?
On one hand, I mean, you would imagine that. But on the other hand, man, I'm sorry. I don't care. I feel like maybe it's a bias thing, but for Andrade, I don't think there will be a point in her career where I think you can just run through her. I look at these numbers here, and I think these numbers are crazy. Plus 340 underdog, plus 700 for a TKO. Like, hold on, what? Like, let's smash that. Like, what are we talking about? If there's one method of victory for her, that's a major method of victory. Plus 1,100 for the submission. I kind of get that, even though Andrade is a submission specialist. Plus 900 for the decision. That's the one that I see the most, right? All the other numbers look ridiculous to me because Tatiana Suarez is proven. She is effective. If she gets the takedown, she can definitely submit you. I think she's the biggest grappling threat that Jessica Andrade has seen, aside from, Erin Blanchfield? Yeah, Aaron Blanchfield really is the next best name in terms of like a legit grappler. I just think that the moments in between being on the feet and being in those side control positions, those sight control positions, that's going to be the volatility that Jessica Andrade needs to get the victory. And what did we see? And I know it's not the same thing because Tatiana Suarez is big, 5'5", right, for a strawweight. But Andrade, what did she do to Rose, right, when she had her in that situation? She just bulldozed her, slammed her on her head. You know, they were saying the whole time, they were like, oh, they have the Kimura. She can't lift her if she has the Kimura. And she's like, huh? Hold my beer. Boom. Knocked her on her head. You feel me? So I just think that you can't downplay Jessica Andrade in this matchup. I think this is going to be an incredibly tough fight for Tatiana Suarez. But all of that aside, you do have to feel confident. If Suarez can grab a body lock on her and get her to the ground, we've seen some real issues in terms of takedown defense or the ability to re-guard and get back up to her feet. Do you think once one takedown will be sufficient to get this thing over with?
Ooh, I definitely think it's under 3, Derek. I don't know about 1 because I'm giving Andrade a little bit of credit here because I do think she'll be able to get back up or just survive around to where they actually have to go back and get to it again. But what I was saying in the intro, Andrade's style, that bulldozing style, everything that gives her the grace and the success she's had, it's basically what Tatiana Suarez wants because she just wants to lock her up, get close, nullify that power, get her to the ground, tap her out. It's Tatiana Suarez 101, so it makes it hard to go against that initial thought that I have. But I do agree with you. Andrade is one of the more powerful strawweights that we're going to see deal with, and I think that strength curve is going to be, again, nullified once more against Tatiana Suarez.
Interesting thing to note right here in terms of the takedowns, right? Suarez, even though she's a takedown monster, right, in her last 2 fights to, I guess, let's just call it her last fight, right? Montana De La Rosa, she took 2 takedowns, right, is all that it took. She secured the win. She got the submission, second round. I mean, bread and butter, right? So it's not a crazy volume to be able to get the finish. Only 2 takedowns. For Andrade, man, you look at the Erin Blanchfield and only took 1 takedown, right? She took down Lauren Murphy, didn't get taken down by Lauren Murphy. But if you're looking at the big numbers, the biggest number, man, actually comes from Shevchenko. A lot of these opponents have not been able to legitimately get her down. So that's the other thing too, man. Are we discounting her ability to just keep the standing? Do you think, before we give our final picks, like, can Andrade be a sprawl and brawl machine here?
I don't think so. I think she's too power pressure oriented that she's going to be thinking of throwing big bombs. Even with the when she locked up the head and arm triangle, the standing one against, was it Lemos?
Yep.
She was still going forward with pressure. She wasn't. She didn't fall into that there. She put herself right
Yeah.
there. So I think it's going to be the downfall. Do you think she can? Do you think we're overplaying it?
No, you're making a great point, because that's the thing. If she was very defensively sound and played the counterattack strategy, maybe, but we know her game plan is knuckle up. Let's get it. I'm dropping big bombs. And when I unload a 3-4 punch combination, chin, throwing big shots, right? And you know, that's really what it comes down to. You have reckless abandon in Jessica Andrade, which you can never discount, and then you got tactical precision and pressure by Tatiana Suarez. I like Suarez here, man. I'm gonna give her the victory. I'm actually going to fade the submission for me personally, because that looks like just a layup right there, and I'm gonna go with the contradiction and give me the plus 400 TKO, ground and pound TKO, like Shevchenko style, crucifix smash down. That's how I see it. I hate to see it because I love me some Jessica Andrade, but how do you see it?
I was looking at that one when I was going over the pick lock, Derek's, but I'm still rocking with my pick lock. Obviously, the submission, it just seems textbook. I just don't want to see it to Andrade. You're right.
Yeah. And the prop locks, brother. Come on.
Oh, prop
Our
lock.
segment, some justice, baby. Nah, I'm just joking. All right, folks, that is your pick. We both see it. Tatiana Suarez